This is Robin Boyce for City Corner. We've got a lot of great information coming up about Flint, Michigan, and water that's going to that area from St. Louis. And we're going to be talking about teenage pregnancy prevention. Come on back. Hi, I'm Robin Boyce for City Corner. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got some great information for this next half hour, and I hope you stick with us. First in the studios with me is Mr. Korey Johnson of the Korey Johnson Foundation. Korey actually has done some really fantastic things here in the St. Louis area for many years now. Well, for a few years now. You work with youth.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that you young people do?
Oh, well, we have an annual back-to-school event, Can Skate, down at St. Nick's.
That's right.
Every year, second weekend of August, where the children come out and they pay with admission fee with 5 non-perishable food items, and they can skate for 4 hours. And at the end of the event, we give them a backpack with school supplies. We encourage that. We encourage education. We encourage all these things. We also have the pool program.
Right.
And
we're not talking about water, right?
No, we're not talking about water. No, we're talking about billiards. POOL is an acronym for Providing Opportunities Otherwise Lost. We teach life lessons through billiards, such as respect, compassion, respect, responsibility. These things in POOL, we really highlight those, and we use it in billiards as a fun way to kind of transition it. And we take them and make sure that they use them in life too. Mm-hmm. You know, they have homework, believe it or not.
Exactly. They got a lot of homework. You were involved with a huge project here most recently.
Yes.
And it was held at the Delwood Community Center out in St. Louis County, but a lot of folks from St. Louis City and the East Side, I understand, got involved with this huge project. We've had a tumultuous situation that's happened in Flint, Michigan.
Yes.
And wow, I mean, tell me, what do you think about what has happened to the people in Flint with the water and the lead?
The lead, water, it should not happen. We live in a very rich country. These type of things should not happen. And the way that they're dragging their feet is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. It's unacceptable.
Well, the federal government has moved in now under President Barack Obama. They're about to make sure some changes happen there. But you and the Korey Johnson Foundation, along with others, you all had a water drive.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So 3 weeks ago, we had a water drive at Milano's. Okay, it was we were partnered up with 95.5, Project Compassion, Beyond Limits Productions, and the Korey Johnson Foundation came together to do a water drive for Flint. We were asking the community to come out and donate 1,000 cases of water. Okay, 1,000 cases.
That's it.
We had a truck. We had everything lined up. We had a contingency plan just in case people brought more. Okay. Well, the city showed up.
They sure did.
Oh, they showed up. We started at 10 o'clock. I got there about 8:30.
Because I know you were texting me.
Yes, we started about 10.
Right.
Okay, 10 to 6. I got there at 8:30. People were already there by 9 o'clock with pallets of water. Yeah, with pallets already. So we started loading the truck as soon as the water would come in. We had a pretty good flow, a consistent flow at that, of people coming, cars lining up. We would take the water out and place it to the side and stack it appropriately. At the end, Robin, we had a good problem. Our problem was that we exceeded that 1,000 by noon. By 2 o'clock.
So you're talking about how many cases?
How many cases of water?
Yeah.
Approximately, at the very end, probably about 12,000 cases.
12,000 cases.
That was over 180,000 pounds, and roughly 20,000 gallons of water.
Now, all of that water was shipped to the Flint area. There's a designated place where it's going for people to get. Yeah, it was going to
Catholic Charities up in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
All this was arranged through Rachel Jackson of Project Compassion. She had already set everything up. But we had to, you know, again, with all this water,
That is tremendous.
we had to find places for it to go. So the contingency plan we had, you know, for the storage space, we had to get another storage space. We had water at Dalewood Recreational Center. We had water at Ferguson Recreational Center.
Okay.
And we had water at Serenity Funeral Home Memorial Service. They lent us their garage to stack water in. And we had water everywhere. But the great part about it is we had to have a part 2. So that's when we got on the news waves and social media asking the community.
This was really a good turnout for you.
Yes, it was great. We asked the community to come out to help us one more time to palletize the water, put it on pallets, wrap it, and Holland Trucking Company came in, and the Teamsters, and Mr. Roy Gillespie, okay, Mr. Master of Disaster came in, and he rectified the situation and made sure that this water was put on these Holland trucks, which Holland Truck Company, thank you. They came out and they made sure that this stuff was stacked appropriately. It was put on the trucks right and shipped to the Catholic charities in Flint, Michigan.
What do you attribute to that kind of turnout from the community?
Ooh,
What's
man.
that saying to you about St. Louis?
St. Louis, a lot of people think that we won't come out, show up and show out. No.
No, this
giving
wasn't a
people-
concert.
No, this wasn't a
Lil
concert.
Wayne wasn't there.
No, no, we are some caring, compassionate people. There are a lot of caring, compassionate people out here, you know, willing to do stuff for others. You know, sometimes they just don't know about it. You know, radio waves played a big part in this, you know, and media, if media would sometimes play a little bit more things like this.
Pay attention to more positives.
Yes, pay attention to just a little bit more positive things instead of some of the things that they do. We will have this type of turnout at a lot of other events, I believe.
Now, what did your young people learn that are in the foundation that you work? What did they get out of this? And their parents.
Yeah, and their parents, man. A lot of parents came out from the pool program. I had a couple of students come out, and they were excited. They wanted to help. This is what we talk about all the time, and to see that much water, that made them feel like they were a part of something so huge, and
so
they
they
were.
got a chance to be a part of what
Yeah.
you all have been teaching them on the weekends
Exactly.
at the pool events. So they got a chance to really be a part of
of it,
making
yes.
a total difference.
Making a total difference.
What were some of them saying? What were they talking about?
I mean, there were just one child, because I had to leave at a certain time and go to another location. His mom wanted him to stay, and I couldn't because I had to leave. But Ken was he was so excited. He wanted to be a part of this. This is what we talk about all the time, and for him to see it, he was just overwhelmed. It was a good thing.
What does this do for the young people that you work with? What does this help them understand about what they need to do as they grow up?
It shows them that you can do it. You know, you can be from any situation in life and come and do something really positive. It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters that you stick to the goal and do it. I think we're giving them hope. We're showing them how to do it as well as hope.
And what does this say about media organization getting involved? You said was Radio One was involved with it. And then you had all these different municipalities in the area, like Ferguson, you said, and folks from St. Louis City and Dalewood. What does that say about the St. Louis region, especially since the unrest after Michael Brown was killed? But what does that say in turning this around?
We're coming together. It's showing that we're healing. We're in the process of healing, but at the same time, we're willing to help someone else. I think that says a lot about us. I think.
What are some of the new next programs that you're going to be working on with the young people?
Oh, the young people, we have the pool program going on right now. It ends in May, and we're going to have our celebration. We have Can Skate coming up in August, which we plan to move it to a new location.
Oh, really?
Yes, we
St. Nick too small now?
St. Nick's, you know, because of it's just growing.
Wow.
You know, it's growing, and I want to make
That's
sure
a good
that
thing,
it.
isn't it?
That's a great thing. That's a great thing. This year, our goal is to collect 1,000 backpacks and pass out to needy children that need them.
So you're going to be needing businesses like the
Yes.
Walmarts of the world and the
gonna need 'em.
Kmarts and the Targets
Yes.
to donate
Yes,
backpacks to
definitely.
this cause?
Yes, because we take those backpacks, we place school supplies in them, and at the end of the event, we give them to them.
Okay, so you're going to be also needing supplies.
Yes, supplies
from,
also.
From different organizations or retailers to donate to your cause as well.
Yes, ma'am.
As well. Your hopes for what it is that you're doing with your young people. Talk a little bit about that.
You said the hopes. When it comes to the hopes of, I would love to see them transition into great human beings. You know, all this stuff that we see in our young youth going through, I want to see them do a lot better. And I know with a little encouragement, a little people out here doing the right thing, showing them mentors, all these people that are standing up now, I believe that we're going to make a huge change in this community here.
You really see that happening?
I see it coming.
That in working with some of the young people, have you taken on some hardcore young people who just were like,
oh yeah, I run into
they
a lot.
just didn't think that they could, they don't care. What do you do with those young folks?
What do? You encourage them. You keep on them. You don't give up on them. Somebody didn't give up on you. Why would you give up on them? You can't.
An interesting thing happened at the Ferguson Library. I work on a project out there on a weekly basis, and a young man was sent to me to be a part of this newspaper, the Ferguson Phoenix, this newspaper that I'm working on with the youth out there. And he came to me back in January, walked in there looking like Malcolm X. I'm like, he looked sharp, goes to McClure North, I believe, and said he had several different stories that he wanted to write. Definitely what we want for the paper coming from young people. He never came back. But this past week, an older gentleman, Mr. Baker's his name, I met him over at Better Family Life at one of the neighborhood meetings with James Clark. Came in, retiree, and he was looking for this young man. He said, have you seen, I won't say his name, have you seen him tonight? I said, sir, I haven't seen him since January. He said, well, you know, we've been looking for this young man. We really want to help him out. And there was another good friend that sent this young man to me. It was good to hear these older gentlemen who are retirees trying to get this kid moving in this correct direction. They were on their way to a meeting called the Locker Room at McClure South with Nias Williams, I believe it is. So there are good programs that are going on out there, you know, that are trying to make a difference for young people. So do you think we're going to see a day when the killing's going to stop? That the insanity is going to stop? That young people are going to say, wake up the next morning and feel safe and good?
I believe so. I believe that going forward, we're going to see some changes. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time.
So it's going to take a minute, but we're going to do well. And I know that you're going to do a good job, and we've got information coming up on the screen where people can donate for those backpacks coming up. And any more water you need, are we going to do any more drives?
Well, let's just
the water's good.
Right now, let's just hold off right now.
Thank you, Korey, for coming on. I
Thank you.
appreciate you anytime. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And we will be right back.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Robin Boyce for City Corner. Thank you for coming on back and sticking with us. Here in the studios with me right now is Ms. Meg Boyko, who is Executive Director for the Teen Pregnancy and Prevention Partnership. How you doing, Meg?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for coming into the studio and talking with us this morning about this wonderful partnership. I have a good friend who's on your board,
Yes.
Miss Kim Brown, who was sending out information about a trivia party that she was having for the organization fundraiser. And I'm like, Teen Pregnancy Partner, I need to know more about this. So tell us more about your organization. This is
Sure.
awesome.
Well, we were glad that you wanted to hear more about us. The Teen Pregnancy and Prevention Partnership promotes adolescent sexual health and teen pregnancy prevention. And we're a statewide organization. So we do that by uniting Missouri around advocacy, public awareness, collaboration, and training.
Okay.
So we are a network of youth-serving organizations and adults who care about making sure our teens make good, healthy choices.
Great. So you're part of several different organizations across the state of Missouri then.
So we're one organization, but
Okay.
we bring in many members.
Got you.
And we
Okay.
are very
Coalition of
grateful
folks.
for them and the work that they do, whether it's an after-school program, or it's the health teacher, or it's our public health departments. They're all doing great work to make sure that teens have good information, that they have wonderful programs, and that they know what they need to know to meet their own goals.
Great. Fantastic. Now, you also will go in and workshop schools and talk with them about how to talk with teens. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we do regular every other month professional development around adolescent sexual health topics. And we do a large annual conference in April, this year on Tax Day, April 15th, where we bring people together, again, from all different types of professions, but certainly a lot of social workers, nurses, and teachers, so that they can get the latest information about contraception, about providing good information about reproductive health to teens, about being inclusive of all teens, supporting teen parents, to make sure that regardless of the circumstance, our young people have what they need in order to prevent teen pregnancy and make it on to college or their career goals in the fashion that they want to.
Exactly. Now, churches, are they at all open to having an organization like yours come in and talk with them about what's going on, or do you have resistance there?
So we work with all sorts of faith-based organizations
Very
as
good.
well.
Very good.
There are programs within some churches already established to educate their young people, teach their values, and prevent teen pregnancy. Churches that don't, we're certainly open. Our members come from all across the board. It's anybody who is interested in working with teens in a variety of capacities, so that we make sure they have the information as the trusted adult. You know, it's so easy to spread misinformation.
Yes,
just
it
because
is.
we haven't been in sexual health class in a long time either, for the most part,
exactly.
as parents.
And adults could learn some things. Yeah.
So
'Cause it's different now. Hello.
Exactly. So that's our audience, is working with those adults so that when they go back into whatever community, faith-based,
Right.
public health setting,
Right.
that they're ready to start a conversation.
Give me some stats on what's going on with teenage pregnancy out here right now.
Well, that's the exciting thing, is that we have good news, that teen pregnancy rates have actually plummeted.
Really?
Gone down at least 40% in the last 5 years across the board in the United States, and Missouri is with the trend. So our teen pregnancy rate in 2013 was about 35.7 teen births per 1,000 young people. But we're middle of the pack. So as far as across the United States, we are at average, or maybe a little above
But
average.
it's looking good, though. It's
Yes.
looking good. It's coming down.
It's coming down.
What do you attribute to that?
So a lot of different factors. It's a complex issue.
Sure.
And so certainly teens are themselves making it happen. They are making good decisions. They are protecting their own health. We know that many are choosing abstinence. While almost half will have had sex before they leave high school,
Okay.
over half haven't. And so we know that many are choosing abstinence, and we want them to feel like they're not alone. Not everybody's doing it. Those that are often using contraception and using it more consistently and correctly.
And you're talking about condoms and birth control, or what? All
A
of those
combination,
deal.
for the
Okay.
most part, condoms, which we know, aside from abstinence, are the most effective at preventing both STIs and pregnancy. So certainly that's a good choice. We, of course, would like to see teens report using them even more often. So what that comes down to, again, is adults supporting teens in their healthy decisions.
And really making it. Now, you said STIs. It's not STDs anymore? What is it? What's the
So
terminology?
we alternate.
Okay.
We're leaning
STI
towards
stands for-
STIs,
what does it stand for?
sexually transmitted infections instead of
Oh,
diseases. Because
okay.
for the most part, they're actually categorized as infections.
Now,
but it's the same thing. It's still the same thing.
Where are we with reference to those STIs and STIs and our young people? What is that looking like now?
So that is an area of concern, even as we see teen pregnancy rates drop. STI rates in St. Louis in particular are exceptionally high, and young people are disproportionately affected. So they're more likely to be contracting an STI than older adults. They represent more new infections every year than older adults.
So those are those behaviors that have to be worked on, and there's more education that needs to happen more towards, this is something that you should look out for, you should not do, or really the realities are this is what can happen to you, is what young people need to know more about?
Yes, and they need to know almost everything. They need trusted adults, parents, others to show them healthy relationships, to learn how to talk about their own values in peer-to-peer discussions and conversations. Certainly they need accurate information about where to access services, whether it's just a checkup or a screening or actually getting some form of contraception. And then all young people need to be listened to, but also receive good information from the people in their lives who really care about them.
And of course, we talked about this before coming on the air, that blaming and that shaming is something that shouldn't happen to teenagers if they become pregnant or if an STI shows up. That's something that should stay out of the equation in the conversation when that happens to a teen?
We think so. We believe in truly positive youth development. So youth are making healthy decisions when they're given good information. And so if we continue to support them, even when they make a mistake, even when they're having an obstacle to meeting their goals, they can do great things. And we want to see them succeed if they have a baby, that they still meet their education goals, that they're still healthy, that their child is healthy, that any relationships they have are healthy, so that they can continue to be a thriving member of our community.
Something that's new to me, being a grandmother and dealing with teenage girls and so forth and so on, are the teenage girls not having boyfriends that are interested in them.
So
they're gay, and this is totally new. And so tell us a little bit about what's going on with the LGBT community.
So LGBTQ individuals, all students and young people, need good information to make good choices. So when we talk about how to approach conversations with young people, we encourage everyone to be inclusive. So to talk about your partner, maybe instead of your boyfriend and girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Anyone who is engaging in sexual activity has the choice to be abstinent and also to get good reproductive health care to prevent STIs or any other poor outcomes. So being just open, not shaming, having good conversations with trusted adults, good sexual health education in our schools that's medically accurate and focuses on healthy relationships and how to become a good advocate for yourself in medical situations will help all students, regardless of how they identify, to lead long, happy lives.
So now what are we finding with reference to the gay teen population at this point with reference to those stats and STIs? Is it something that we need to work on? What's going on?
We do. So we need to be more inclusive because unfortunately, health data shows that they're having more negative health outcomes around a greater percentage of STIs, and sometimes elevated risk of teen pregnancy, just because they're not always included. They feel like they're not part of the conversation. Maybe they don't know how to access services that are friendly to them. And we think every student needs to be included in the conversation. Every young person needs a trusted adult that they can go to get answers to their questions.
So
And
real
we
talk
can do
really
that.
needs to, yeah, exactly, your organization does it. So real talk really needs to happen with our young people across the board, no matter what their sexual orientation may be. That is a very serious issue at this time.
Right.
That everybody, just because you say you're gay, doesn't mean that you're not getting an STD or you can get pregnant.
Exactly.
You know, so, and that's that people don't realize that, and they need to really open their minds to those possibilities happening. This is a membership organization. Tell us more about that.
So we love having anyone who's working with young people and parents engaged with us. If you want to support what we're doing or you want to come to our programs, individual membership is just $25, and that helps us do what we do. And then organizational membership for 4 people is $100. And then we like to use our members to send out information, give them updates, allow them to be part of the conversation, not just with teens, but also with elected officials and the community about how important teen pregnancy prevention is.
Exactly. You work really well with the health departments here.
We love our health
The
departments.
health departments are really on it, because I know St. Louis City Health Department has done a good job with reference to dealing with the whole teen population and with reference to pregnancy and the STDs that were really swamping the St. Louis area for a while. That went down for a minute, but it seems like it's kind of rising again, and we need to do something about educating young people to understand this is risky behavior, and we have to change this whole movement. School districts, can they contact you or get or individual teachers? How can people get more information from you?
So you can find out more about us and reach out to us through our website, which is teenpregnancy-mo.org. Also, we're on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
And our handle is TPPP, so T triple P.
I thought that was kind
MO.
of nice.
So you could definitely get constant updates there as well. And we work with any school, any organization that has young people that need information. We will help them build up their programs and be ready to make sure that our young people are not having negative health outcomes.
Excellent. Education is the key to making sure that we prevent and help our young people understand they have a life ahead of them, and there's so much there for them, and they have somewhere that they can come to get more information.
Yep.
All right. I really appreciate you coming in and talking with us here today on City Corner about our this great organization, Teen Pregnancy Prevention, and making sure that our young people and our parents, our adults, understand that they need to get more information. Thank you so much, Meg, for coming in.
Yeah, thank you,
All
Robin.
right. Thank you. We had a really good show full of good information, and I hope you can take this information and use it, and you do some really good things for yourself and your community this week. I'm Robin Boyce for City Corner. Have a good one.